Hey, everybody. It is Peter and Sel here from Strong Healthy Women, and we are here with Talking Wellbeing TV, where we share hints, tips, and advice about the foundations of wellbeing. And today we are actually on Friday Finisher. So, for those of you who are people who work out a lot, you would know that a finisher is the final round that you give it everything you have and that you know that this is the end of your workout, and so you just push yourself to that next degree. And so we thought that we would start doing Friday finishes, not that we're going to work you out, but we are going to give you that final bit of information that we've learned from our Strong Healthy Women community. Isn't that right, Sal?
Yes.
It is indeed. And we were just talking about the gorgeous Lan. She is such an adorable thing. She comes running into the virtual studio, hello, and she's busy in the kitchen cooking, and she's turning things around in between stuff, and she's just always all over the place, and she's just bubbly and enthusiastic. And she was with us when we were in the actual physical studio, and she was always late, wasn't she? Always late to a workout. Yes. Now she's the first person into the virtual studio because she just loves it, because she's a busy woman. She is a woman who has things to do, and she's doing this stuff in between, and it just is working for her. So do you want to elaborate a little bit more on how it's working for her, Sel?
So a couple of things that we often see Lan do of an afternoon is in between our sets, we'll see her pop in and out of her workout space. And when this first started happening, we were asking the question, and it was she's doing stuff with dinner. So she's having those rest periods, might be in the studio, then she's done a little bit of her workout. We're having a rest in between sets. She's running out and turning the veggies down, or putting this on or whatever. But she's such a forward thinker as well, and forward thinking as in she's thinking about the future. So the past 2 weeks, she's been coming in. She's always been a 5:30 girl. Past 2 weeks, she's been coming in at 7, and we're like, okay, what's happening here? Then she'd come in at 5:30 on the same day, and this has been going on for 2 weeks. And Wednesday, we finally asked the question, and her reply was, too many Christmas parties. So she has thought ahead, realised what effect Christmas can have on our bodies when we like to overindulge, and she's counterbalancing that with her double workouts each day. And I love it. And she's putting in as much energy into her morning workout as she is into her afternoon workout, which I love.
Yeah. And she's also taking time in between to recover as well. So she's not totally this spent force. So, which is, again, thinking about, I want to do some extra workouts, but I want to be able to also be able to function and not burn myself out. So she's also doing that as well. She's a girl after my own heart, because I know that I do cooking in between sessions, and I hang out washing in between sessions, and all sorts of things. You can be surprised, like totally what you can get done in a 30-second rest period. You can get a lot done. It is really, really yeah, you can get a heaps and heaps done. So massive shout out to you, Lan, for forward thinking, for planning ahead. And of course, Lan is, she's an Asian culture. And so these Christmas parties that she's going to at the moment, they're full on, because we all know how much, they love their food. We all love our food. So it's not just culture related, but you know what I mean anyway. So, fabulous to see Lanny just, getting in there and getting it done.
Yeah. So, and she's the epitome. She's the example of, this past month we've been talking about finishing 2020 strong. and she has taken that and run with it. And so we're super proud of you, Lan.
Yeah, that's right. And I know that there have been numerous amounts of women as well too, Sal, who have gone, I've got things to do. So they're working it into their schedule. They're either coming to a different virtual training session, or they're doing it outside of that. There are those who are just going, well, I'm already on holidays, so therefore I'm not doing anything. That's normal as well too. But then when they come back, they've lost that little bit of strength. So they have taken that step backward, and that's quite normal. And it's when they come back, they go, oh, well, I'm just starting back. And we go, no, we're not accepting that. That was a choice, because you can still do some form of workout at some point during the day. It doesn't matter how busy you are. Even that, if that is something as simple as the bathroom workout, isn't that right, Sal?
Yes.
So, every time you get up, you go to the bathroom, you do 10 squats, you do 10 push-ups at the vanity. That's, and you could do that. You could do 3 sets if you wanted to. You can do 1 set. But if you think about it, you go to the bathroom 10 times a day, that's 100 push-ups and 100 squats in a day. Easy.
Yeah.
And like you could vary that as well too. It doesn't have to be squats and push-ups, but you want to think about, lower body and a full body type of exercise, put together so that you can get the best workout that you can possibly get. So, and I know that I mentioned that to you the other day. I think it was Wednesday. I said, I've been doing the bathroom workout all day today. So even though I had done a Tabata workout in that morning, and I'd been and done my 10,000 step jog. I'm not a runner by any stretch of the imagination, but I then went, I needed more, because I knew that I was sitting at my desk, and that can just totally take that workout that I've done in the morning and put it backwards instead of allowing me to keep moving forward with my well-being. So
yes. And the other thing too is with your workouts, Peter and I were just talking before we got on here about how hot it is in Queensland at the moment, and we're just sweating up a storm. And Peter was talking about going and jumping in the pool. And on a Friday, I have a client that I work with as well, and we do a bit of pool work. There is nothing stopping you from doing your workout in the pool.
Nothing.
Under the water is giving you that resistance. You can squat, you can lunge, you can run in that pool, and you're still staying cool. Jumping, yes.
Jumping, because it's so gentle on the joints as well too. So it is, so it's just amazing. So if you have access to the pool and you happen to be in Queensland and you are sweating up a storm, then jump in that pool and actually, do your workout. Even something as simple as like a windmill, with your arms, so that resistance through the water. So you'll be working out those abdominal muscles and all through those obliques. So absolutely awesome. So I don't think that I'm going to be avoiding that pool after I'm finished, although I probably have to, because I have no food left in the house and we have another session soon. So I think I have to get in my car and drive to the shops, because I always leave it till the last minute. Don't you just hate grocery shopping?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, anyway. So do you have anything else that you want to share with the ladies before I move on to another topic?
No, I just wanted to add that jumping in the pool and doing a workout in the pool. And the other thing too, I will just add as well, a lot of the times if you're not one of our strong, healthy women ladies, or you're not doing your workouts at home, but you are doing it in a group fitness environment, maybe it's that time of year where they've said, okay, well, all our sessions are finished for the year. We'll see you next year, bye. Think about what you've done during the year and what you've learned in those group sessions that you've done, and you can put a little workout together yourself. And just, if you might remember, we did jumping jacks, so do some jumping jacks. We did squats, do some squats.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Sal. The only thing is that I know that for a lot of us, we struggle to get that motivation, that magical, mystical unicorn word called motivation. It just comes in because if we have to do it by ourselves, it's like, oh no, that's too hard to do. So one of the things that is really, really good to rely on here is your autopilot.
Yeah.
So if you have been someone who's always done a workout at, let's say, your session that you've gone to that's now closed down over the holiday period was 9 o'clock in the morning, then what you do is you keep that 9 o'clock on your calendar and you just go and do something at 9 o'clock. And it can just be something as simple as a foundational workout. So, the basics, as I said, the squat, the push-up, and the jumping jacks, because there you've got full body, you've got upper, you've got core, you've got lower body, and you've got that little bit of cardio with it as well too. So it's just absolutely perfect. You could turn that into lunges with planks with a burpee as an example. That would be absolutely perfect. I'm just going to wipe the sweat off my stomach right now.
We're so glamorous. I'm sitting here and it's dripping down my spine. Nothing but glamour with us, ladies.
Yeah. What you see is what you get. But we do know about workouts and we do know about well-being, so which is fabulous. The one thing that I really want to talk about today, Sal, is also the Metabolic JumpStart Challenge. Now, it starts on the 11th of January this year, right?
Yes.
And so we've already had, I think it's 24 or 25 gorgeous women. Well done, all of you ladies who have registered.
Yes.
That is brilliant. So you're already thinking ahead to 2021 and what you want to do. So there's no more of this nonsense with New Year's resolutions, because 60% of us, have given up on a New Year's resolution within this long. And so what you're doing is you're planning ahead, which is exactly what we were talking about with Lan. She's planning ahead. And that's what it's all about, is putting a plan in place. Now, I really love the Metabolic JumpStart Challenge because what we do is it's my favorite too, because we talk about the 5 key elements to metabolism, but these are the 5 key elements to well-being as well too. So it's really important. So it's the structured exercise is a key element. What we eat, so that's another key element, and that plays quite a big part in metabolism. But there's quite a lot to know of. There's big science behind it. And so what we like to do is break it down into its really, really basic, simplest form that we possibly can. Now, then the next part is sleep. And so when we talk about sleep, if you're someone who's only getting about 4 or 5 hours sleep, and if you're doing that 5 days in a row, then what's happened is you've just gained about 100 grams of body fat. So that's the impact on your body. Mind-boggling, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. It is mind-boggling. And it's not just fat that you see on your hips or that you see on your butt. It's the fat that is sitting around those vital organs like your heart, your lungs.
Kidneys.
Yes, kidneys, those sort of things. So it's the really, really important fat.
Yeah. And I know, Sal, that for many of us who are, premenopausal, menopausal, or even some of us who are postmenopausal, when you get some of those terrible symptoms that go along with menopause, although I might add, it doesn't necessarily have to be that bad. And it does come down to lifestyle as well, too. So some of the tips that we're going to give you during the Metabolic JumpStart Challenge is surely going to also help you when it comes to handling those menopausal symptoms that little bit better as well too. Look, I know for me personally, I suffered from insomnia. It was like I'd go to sleep, I'd just crash, and then all of a sudden I'd wake up and I'd think that I'd been sleeping for hours, and it was literally 2 hours later, and then it was every hour after that. And so what I did discover was there were certain foods that would trigger it for me. So yeah, it's when we listen to our body and what it's actually telling us, because it does talk to us, then we can work with what it's actually saying. The next thing is stress. Oh my goodness. I mean, I think this year in particular, 2020, everyone's felt that little bit of stress. And for some of us, we've felt it more than others, but stress really does play a big part, because what it does is it plays havoc with our hormones. So if the hormones are going crazy, then that means if I'm in menopause, that's going to be all out of kilter, which therefore means my sleep's going to be out of kilter, which therefore means I'm not going to feel like exercising. And if I'm not feeling like exercising, I'm not going to eat right either. And so we end up in this absolutely vicious cycle. So stress is one of the key elements to helping speed up your metabolism. All right. Number 5. Get my hand in the screen there. Number 5. Number 5 is what we call NEAT. So that is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Big name. What's it really mean? It means sitting too much. So what the research actually shows is, even if we are doing that 30 minutes of what they say mandatory exercise per day is to keep our well-being moving forward, then if we're actually then sitting, we're actually pushing that 30 minutes and what it's done for our body that little bit backwards as well too. Not totally, but it is going backwards. So that's why it's important to be aware of the inactivity that we might do during the course of the day. And that could be, you know, due to the fact that we're working, or it could be due to the fact that, you know, we're spending time with grandkids and we're sitting, you know, nursing babies, and or it could be that we're just, you know, binging on TV or doing something like that as well too. So, you know, there are countless amount of things where we just sit. Driving, you could be sitting in your car driving. You know, holiday time, you could definitely be spending quite a bit of time sitting.
Yeah.
Anything to add there?
I just want to say, like, talking about the metabolic jumpstart and the five aspects of it, and it got me to thinking about, you know, a car engine. You were saying that, you know, if one's out of kilter, it's going to affect everything else, and that's like your car. You know, if you put bad petrol in it, it's going to affect it. You haven't done something to the oil, it's going to affect your car, how it runs, and that's what the
if you have no oil, it'll burn your motor out.
Burn your motor out. Exactly. I'm not sure if cars have spark plugs now, but you know, if you got dirty spark plugs, it's stuff like that. We probably put more energy into making sure our cars run properly. We need to put that same amount of energy into making sure we run properly. And the metabolic jumpstart is the perfect place to start, because it brings it down to that basics. What is a metabolism? There may be ladies out there who have heard that word 1,000 times, but aren't really sure what it is.
Yeah, and for many people who do know the word, they might think it's a thing, but it's not a thing. It's just all these different processes, these trillions and trillions of cells and processes that are going on in our body. So when you can really think about it from that perspective, it really does start to put it into a little bit more light, so we're more aware of it. But ultimately, it always comes down to, you can know all this stuff and you can do all the courses you want to under the sun, or all the challenges, or, you know, buy all the recipe books that you want, but it requires the action. You're laughing at me wiping the sweat off my mouth. Yeah. So it does require you to take the action as well as I'm learning it. So ladies, I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to put this out here right now. So I actually haven't put this out in the world. Some people who are close to me actually know this, but I'm writing a book. And so now it's out there. So now I'm definitely committed to it. This is a goal for 2021. And it is really, really interesting to start writing this. And in the very first chapter, the introduction, as I was writing it, I went, you know what? I just started changing things around. And in the intro, I've put 3 actions to take straight away, because it's like, I don't want this book to be something that you read and then it goes and sits on your shelf and it collects dust. I want you to be able to go, oh, wow, that's easy. All I have to do is breathe. So it's going to give you the opportunity to break everything down into that lowest format. The other thing that I want to say about it is that in order to move forward, we've got to look backwards as well too. So I'm going to take you on a trip through my life. And during that trip, you're going to get to actually take a trip into your life as well too, into your younger self, so that you can find your inner shine, because I know that we all have it. But what happens is our light just dims a little bit as we get that little bit older and wiser. One of the things that happens is that we then end up with responsibilities. We start working. So, we might buy a house, we might buy a car. So then we have the responsibility of, having enough money to pay for these things. And then we might get married and we might have kids. And then we've got a whole other responsibility. And then we might have promotions at work. And then we've got a whole host of other responsibilities. And then all of a sudden, we seem to get to this age, this 40-ish, 50-ish age, and we go, oh, hang on a minute. What about me? It's my time. And that's when we really go, yep, I'm going to start focusing on me. And so if you're that person, be on the lookout for my book when it comes out. Oh, dear. All right, Sel, have you got anything that you want to add?
I just want people to take note, ladies, take note of the amazing Lan, forward thinking, knowing what happens at Christmas. Peter just said, take it back to the past, take it back to last Christmas. Did you put weight on last Christmas? How did you feel, on December 31st? Think about how you felt.
Good point.
And then start thinking about how you want to feel December 31st this year.
Yeah, what a marvelous point, Sal. Yeah, think about how you're feeling. And it really is about that, how our body's feeling, how our mind's feeling, and how we just generally feel overall as well too. We might think about it from the aspect of being a certain weight on the scales, but it really is how we feel inside of ourselves. Yeah, very, very good point. So Metabolic JumpStart, ladies, it's starting on the 11th of January. We will put the link up so that you can click on it and join us and start getting some of our hacks right now. But you really, really do need to register. So if you're already in our free group, which is Women Over 50 Get Active and Healthy, I am so pumped about what we've got happening in 2021, and I just did a live in there earlier, so you can go and actually have a look at that live. So I'm not going to actually go over it right now. But if you are in there and you're thinking, well, I'm just going to catch the Metabolic JumpStart in here because I'm already in the group, well, guess what? You are going to miss out on the workbook, the worksheets, the bonus sessions, and there's a special bonus coming out as well too. It's a secret. Haven't told anybody yet. So you do need to register in order to get all the bonuses that are going on as well too. So, all right, Sal, thanks for joining me today.
Very welcome, Friday finisher. Love it, love it, love it.
Yes, me too. So we will be back live on Monday for Monday Motivation. So we are going to be setting up your Monday for success. And we are heading into our Christmas week. So we want to make sure that we give you some tools on Monday to help you get through that Christmas crazy that's about to hit you on
Christmas
Friday.
Crazies. Yes.
Yeah, Christmas crazies. All right, Sal, take care. Take care, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. See you all soon. Bye.
Bye.